Hi everyone and welcome to the latest Christmas New Year from the world headquarters of the Patriot Motorsport team. So Reg and Kat Corbett. So I'm on my way to World Series Sprint Cars for round 4. That's going to be at Geelong's Avalon Raceway. So I'll be leaving shortly after this. So I'm here in the lovely border town of Albury-Wodonga, with that. And yeah, so it's about 4-hour commute to Geelong's Avalon Raceway, which I'll get there just after Christmas. I should have ironed my shirt. Sorry. So that's it. So I should have at least, used the iron. So my commute, stayed here last night. So thank you very much for the hospitality. So getting into last night's action. So there was only 2 race meetings that were held, and it was the latest round of the Formula 500 Speedway series, and there's also the SummerSlam series for super sedans that was held up in Queensland. So what we've got here from Hamilton Speedway or Hamilton's Western Speedway in Country Victoria, they held the 3rd round. It was Ryan McNamara. So Ryan McNamara, he's from Queensland, and he's the son of sorry, I've got a mind blank here. So Kenny and Wendy McNamara. Sorry, I had a mind blank. It must be the trouble getting into Victoria. Kenny and Wendy McNamara from KRE Race Engines. So Ryan's forging his own career. And this was his biggest win. He was able to get the job done and beat American Frank Kalusha, I think that's how you say it, so the American. So he's the lone representative for this season's Speedway series. 3rd was Caden Iverson from Queensland, so it was Queensland 1, 2, and 3. It was 1 and 3. So with that, and then 4th place was James Kennedy from Queensland. Daniel Bellman, the previous round's winner. I need to teleprompter because I'm just throwing all these notes back and forth. So we've got, there with that. Daniel Bellman completed the top 5. He'd won the previous round at Mount Gambier Speedway in South Australia. The completing the top 10 was Dale Sinclair, Lee Van Ginnigan, South Australian Brad Steele. That was his best result to date. Josh Buckingham and Angelo Carusis was the last 2 finishes in the top 10. And so Jack Bell, he come out of the B main, so he's one of the favourites, and he finished 12th. Chris Bellman ran 13th, and Ryan Skinner, who was one of the form drivers leading into this round, he was 15th. So he didn't have a very strong run. And the wingless sprints also on the night, there was the Western Shootout, and it went to Luke Wheel, the Victorian, so that's his 4th feature race win for the season. 2nd was Mitchell Broome. That's his best finish for the year, for the season. Youngster Alex Ross. So he's recently come out of junior sedan, stepped into wingless, and he had his strongest showing too since stepping into the class. So well done. Todd Hobson as his 2nd night running his sister's car, Ebony. So he ran 4th, and Matt Balcom completed the top 5. The feature race was marred by a big crash by Victorian champion Glenn Watts. Glenn Watts was fighting in the early stages with Luke Wheel for the lead. There was contact between the pair. It's just a slight little touch. It wasn't anything, no malice or anything like that. It was just one of those racing incidents, and it resulted in a huge crash. Glenn Watts, he was able to get out of the car under his own steam, so he copped a bit of a beating there. He was okay. He spent the night in hospital. The car severely damaged, unfortunately, but hopefully Brad's resting, and he'll get out of hospital today and he can rest up, and hopefully he'll be back on track sooner rather than later. So hopefully Glenn, not good to see, mate. You were certainly fighting hard there with Luke Wheels. So, but that's the nature of the beast. So then we've got Amcan Nationals were also on the night, and it was South Australian Jeremy Moore. He come away with the win. 2nd was Jamie Collins, and 3rd was Andrew Dewey Ryder from Tasmania. Kudos to Jeremy Moore. He's recently stepped into the class, last season was his first season, and actually been able to pick up a win. He's had a bit of bad luck. He's had plenty of pace, but be able to put it together and beat the calibre of Collins and Ryder, who were two of the form drivers in the country, let alone in the state, and he was able to pick up the win. So well done, Jeremy Moore, and good luck for the rest of the season. So then we go up to Queensland, staying on the east coast. They had Maryborough Speedway in Queensland, so it's the Fraser Coast up in Queensland. So that's about 4 hours drive north of, or 3 or 4 hours north of Brisbane. Driving up there, they had the second round of the SummerSlam series for Super Sedans, and on this occasion it was Matt Pascoe. Matt Pascoe had DNF'd the opening round at Gympie's Mother Mountain the previous night, but he was able to make amends, and the track didn't. It was a pretty tough track where passing was difficult, and in the end, Matt Pascoe was able to go on and get the job done at the completion of the 40 laps. Second was Mick Nicola, the 3-time Australian champion, and third was Darren Kane. Completing the top 10 was Lachlan Only out of New South Wales, Sam Rosa having his best finish in Super Sedan, so he brought it home in 6th. 7th was veteran Ian Breams. 8th was Ryan Alexander from South Australia. 9th was Phil Barton from Western Australia. He's making his first trip over from Western Australia, so well done with him. And 10th was veteran Wayne Randall. Outside the top 10 was Steve Jordan, who ran 3rd at the opening round, but the best he could do was 14th. And 15th was Matt Williams, the former Queensland champion. He was 15th. The DNF was Callum Harper, so one of the opening round winner at Gympie's Mother Mountain Speedway the previous night. He was unable to back up his form and unfortunately recorded a DNF, and that put him out. We also had the opening nights of the Queensland title. As I flip it over here, so the Queensland title, for the Mod Lights. And night one, they had two prelims. They had a prelim A and a prelim B. The first prelim was Clinton Hansey, who's won about 6 or 7 feature races so far this season. He picked up yet another win. Steve Collins was second and Terry Lidenfeld was third. 4th was Graham Nucky from South Australia, and 5th was Scott Letfield. In the preliminary B, it was the South Australian Danny Pride who picked up the win. William Butler, the former New South Wales champion, was second. Kyle Honour was third. He's one of the newcomers who's proved really quick straight away. And 4th was Sean Rose and Neil Gregston completed the top 5. Current Australian champion Aaron Prosser, the best he could do on the night was 8th. So unfortunately for Aaron, he was unable to push forward, but no doubt tonight's a new night and he'll be able to come back bigger and better. Also in the junior sedans, they had the Silver Crown Night 1, so that's the opening night of 2 nights at Maryborough Speedway, and this is the second round of their Speedweek series. In the A-Main 1, it was Artie Johnnick, who's the current Australian champion, Queensland champion, South Australian and Northern Territory champion. He was able to run away with a win. Second was Casey O'Connell, who put in a good fight. He's the current Queensland number 3. He was second. Mason Cameron was third. Michael Larson and the local Ashley Moller completed the top 5 finishes. So well done to all them. In the A-Main 2, it was Ryan Harris from New South Wales. He was able to put in a strong drive. He doesn't have a lot of experience running against Queensland competition. He's from the south coast of New South Wales. He was able to come away with the win. Eric Wallace from Cairns in North Queensland was second, or Mareeba, that's near to Cairns. And third was Braith Hogan. 4th and 5th was filled by current Australian number 4, Casey Garlick from Victoria. She's come all the way up there to race. And 5th was Curtis Peel. So that completes all the wrap-up from last night. So not a whole lot of racing, but tonight, December 30, this is Saturday night, it's going to be a huge amount of racing, like non-stop. So we've got, I think, 14 of events that we've got. So tonight, we've got the 4th round of the World Series Sprint Cars at Geelong's Avalon Raceway. That's where I'll be making my way to. So I'm on the way, so I will be there around lunchtime. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, there's over, So there's over 40 cars nominated. Also, V8 Jet Modified's on the program. They've got a really, really strong field. So in the points heading into this round, after 3 rounds, James McFadden leads with 886. Kerry Madsen is in second with 829. We've got Ryan Jones, the South Australian, 774. He's in third. And Jason Johnson, the American, 745 points in fourth. Matt Eagle completes the top five with 717. Jamie Veal from the Crookie Motorsport team, he's obviously had a horror start, but the good thing with Jamie, his team are upbeat. Everyone's positive. Despite not having luck in the feature race, they've been quick all the time. So there's no questioning their speed. It's just when their luck turns around, it's going to look out. So I'm excited about that. And Veal sits back in 14th position with 554. So I'm confident that once Speed Week's over and we get into the Queensland rounds and Tasmania and all that, then the championship's really going to be on. So it's hard to really gauge at the moment. Obviously, McFadden's got great form and, he should be one to watch out for, no doubt. He'll be up the front fighting with Veal. But, tonight's a new night and, I'm excited about that. And, in terms of picking a winner, it's going to be tough. We've got VRJ modified. So also, so McFadden, Veal, Dobson, he'll be up there, Madsen, Eagle. All these guys have been running up the front. With the exception of Dobson, who hasn't ran a Speedway Cup other than Borderline Speedway on Thursday night. So, so it's going to Avalon, it's really going to be crucial to start up the front. And, there's plenty of form. What I also want to touch on, I finally joined the World Series Sprint Cars Fantasy League. So I'm a couple of rounds down, but I'm playing catch-up. So my fantasy picks for tonight at Avalon Raceway. So my top five. So Howard, if you haven't joined, please do go to the World Series Sprint Car site. It's really fun and it's really good for the sport in able to get people to create more interest. So getting people, like with the rugby league, you've got the fantasy and all that. And I think doing a World Series fantasy one's a great thing too, because it just creates more interest and gets people to be paying more attention. So I'm really excited about this. And I should have joined from Boxing Day, but it is what it is. So my pick is Jamie Veal, Sean Dobson. So both of those guys. So Jamie Veal's in the $10,000 bracket. Dobson's in the $8,000 bracket. Then I've got Corey McCulloch, Peter Dukas, and Luke Walker. Luke Walker, that's a tip. Luke Walker made them all look silly at Avalon Racing on Boxing Night. I know it was a Eureka Garage and Shed series, but his confidence will be high. And Luke Walker. So he's one to watch out for. Peter Dukas, he's always fast at Avalon, and he'll be right up there. He'll make if he can make the show, it'll be an achievement in itself. Corey McCulloch, he's had a consistent start to this year. The boy from Warrnambool. There's no doubt that he's finished, I think, 2 podiums at Avalon so far this season. So he'll be right up there. And Sean Dobson, he was quick. Luke Walker was quicker on Boxing Night, but Dobbo ran 5th at Borderline Speedway, and with that, with Veal, it was a toss-up between Veal and McFadden. Of course, and you put at the moment with the form that McFadden's in, you put your house on him. But at the same time, I'm thinking Veal and the Crookie Motorsport team have shown great pace all season. So far this season, they've had 5 outings, and they've been quick in all of them. And I think it's time for Veal to turn his form around, which he will. It takes a bit of luck, and because there's no questioning about their pace and their ability at the team. So, and Veal's always had a strong run at Avalon, so it's a happy hunting ground for him. But McFadden's also been strong there too. So I can't wait for tonight. It's going to be awesome. The weather's looking good here. I don't know, I'll probably drive and run into rain. I ran into rain when I was running out of Sydney last night coming through. So, but my picks. So just run by my World Series fantasy picks for round 4. So it's Jamie Veal, Sean Dobson, Corey McCulloch, Peter Dukas, and Luke Walker. And if the tip that I reckon Luke Walker, he's on form, and I reckon if he can finish in the top 10, which he's more than capable of doing, he done it the other week at Max's race at Warrnambool's Premier Speedway. So he's my tip to really, if you're going to put a smoky on, it's Luke Walker in the Victoria number 67 car, so the Total Dairy Services. So no pressure, Luke, but with that. So I'm all excited. It's a great initiative by the World Series and the team, World World Series Speedway Australia to put something on this, because it certainly creates more interest. And yeah, I'm excited about that. So we've got that. Then we've got the New South Wales title in Sydney at Sydney's Valvoline Raceway. They've got 54 cars running. This is the 60th running of the New South Wales title. The defending champion is Ian Madsen, who won it last year, and second was his brother, Kerry. So it's a 1-2 finish for the Madsen siblings. Who do you pick here? Like Sammy Walsh, Robbie Farr, the usual suspects. Ian Madsen, he's quick. He's only had 2 appearances in the Jamie Matheson New South Wales number 49 car. But in terms of, and then you've got Grant Anderson, of course. You've got Warren Ferguson, who gallantly defeated Sammy Walsh on Thursday night. So it's no reason that Warren can't go back-to-back. It took him 17 years to finally pick up his third win at Valvoline Raceway, but now he's done it. The floodgates are open, so hopefully he can go on and do it again. Grant Anderson, of course, as previously mentioned, got Grant Tubbs, Daniel Sayer, Danny Reedy, he's up there. Michael Buddy Cafoid from the US, he's the only representative for the US at Valvoline Raceway at this Christmas New Year period. So yeah, he's got plenty of pace, unable to put together a result as yet, but if he can qualify at the front, who knows what could happen. So yeah, with that, and also on the program we've got legend cars, late models, and a demo derby. So it's a big night. Then we got Archfield Speedway in Brisbane in Queensland. Hopefully the weather can be kind with that. And yeah, with that, so you've got 14 sprint cars, of course, Johnny Scholz, Logan Schuhart. Those guys will be running up the front again. Logan Schuhart beat Johnny Scholz fair and square on Thursday night. So Johnny Scholz will be looking for a get square to get the job done. So it was Thursday night? Yeah, it was Thursday night. So with that, so we've got that, and also the likes of Luke Oldfield, Andrew Shirley, Peter Lack, Mitchell G. All those guys will be hunting for podium spots, but at the moment I can't see yet Schuhart or Scholz getting beaten. So yeah, hopefully that I'm proven wrong. That also on the program, we've got the third round of the SummerSlam series for Super Sedans and Nationals Lightning Sprints. So this is the warm-up for their Queensland title at the venue on January 5. Then we've got Ford versus Holden versus Sigma. It's quite a mouthful. Sedans. So there's a lot of action going on tonight. Hopefully the weather is kind. Fingers crossed for John and Kathy Kelly. So with that, then we go over to the West Coast to Bunbury Speedway in Western Australia. The second round of the Western Australia, the US versus Western Australia Speedway series for 14 sprint cars. Also on the program, we've got production sedans, street stocks, and stock bikes. I don't know what stock bikes are, so no idea. Hopefully Ron and John Cricky can fill me in with that. So in terms of the sprint cars, the 14 sprint cars, you've got Parker Price Miller, who won the opening round on Boxing Night at the Perth Motorplex, so he put in a great drive to win. Ryan Smith, he was up there, but wasn't fighting for it. I think he was sixth at the time that he DNF'd on Boxing Night. So, yeah, Ryan Smith will be looking to bounce back. Ryan Smith's running for the Kendrick Racing team. Parker Price Miller's running for the Hardy Racing team. But then you've got all the locals. So there's only a small field of 15 cars. Bunbury, you've got, that have gone to Bunbury. Bunbury doesn't, at the moment, the cars, WA is going through a bit of a lull at the moment. So, but things like this is exciting, and hopefully can get people up and running and get back out there. So, so you got Jamie and Brad Mialo. They'll be the usual suspects out the front. Jason Kendrick Priolo. There's a few other. Daniel Keane is making his first appearance for the season, so that's the Bunbury local, so he's making his first appearance, and there's no doubt that if he can qualify well and run up the front, he's more than capable of challenging for a strong position. Then we go over to Tasmania, Latrobe's Gulf Western Independent Oils Raceway. So they got 14 sprint cars. The last start winner, Adrian Redpath, the veteran, he won Boxing Day at Carrick Speedway. His brother Jason, he's already picked up 2 wins at the season so far this season. So interesting to see with that. Also, that video Kurt Smith's just joined us with the 14 sprint car going around Carrick Speedway with the tyre on fire. It's still, I think it's been viewed by over 60, 70,000 people at the moment. So that's quite amazing, and it's something that I've never seen before. So hopefully, Kurt, your tyre's still cooling down. So with the 14 sprint cars, you've got on the program, they'll have late models, Formula 500, street stocks, speed cars, modified sedans, junior sedans, speedo karts, and a demo derby. God, my throat hurts just reading all those classes out. So Tasmania is really strong at the moment. So with that, then we go to Victoria, where we are now. Horsham's Blue Ribbon Speedway. They've got the fourth round of the Speedway series. So of course, Ryan McNamara coming off last night's win. His confidence will be high. Round 2, previous winner Daniel Powell will be looking to pick up another one. Ryan Skinner will be looking to have another strong result. So, with that. Also on the program, we've got AMCA Nationals, Open Sedans, V8 trucks. I want to see these V8 trucks. I've never seen them. I'll have to YouTube them to see these V8 trucks and how quick they get around. And, I can't imagine them getting around too fast. Then you've got Limited Sportsman, ladies class, and street stocks. So, I'd like to say hello to Kat. Your house is okay. It hasn't burnt down, Kat. So they're on their way to Swan Hill Sonic Speedway for the Mallee Cup for street stocks. So it's a $1,000 to win event. But I'll be talking a bit about that soon. We've got Grafton Speedway in northern New South Wales. They've got the V8 Dirt Modifieds, and that's for their Christmas Cup. You've got RSA Street Stockers, National Falls, Junior Sedans, Wingless Sprints, and AMCA Nationals. Then you've got Maryborough Speedway. So this is the second night of 3 nights in a row for Maryborough Speedway in Queensland on the Fraser Coast. You've got Production Sedan, so it's night 1 for the Kurt Murdoch Classic. So that's attracted nearly 50 cars. Kurt Murdoch, he was a guy that was unfortunately killed in a work-related incident a couple of years ago, but this event in his honour is to his legacy, and it's great to see that Production Sedans are supporting it. With that, Junior Sedans, you've got the Silver Crown, so that's night 2. You've got Wingless Sprints. Tonight's going to be a club show, which should be $300 to win. Then tomorrow night, they've got the Gold Cup event, and that's $500 to win. So some pretty good prize money up there for the Wingless Sprints. Then we go to South Australia, so Renmark's Riverland Speedway, and that is AMCA National, Street Stocks, Junior Sedans, Modified Sedans, and Classics make up their program. So with that, then we've got in New South Wales, so those are all my notes with that. So we've got Maria's Surf Air Speed on the south coast of New South Wales, a lovely area. They've got their Christmas New Year club show that they're running there. Then we've got Mildura's Timmer Speedway. They've got the modified sedans of the Murray Magic, so night 1 of 2, so it's a preliminary night tonight. Also on the program, we have Wingless Sprints and Street Stocks. Then in Western Australia, Esperance Speedway, they've got the AMCA National, so it's the second round of their Tri-City series, so round 2, and it doubles as the flying 40. So it's a 40-lap event. They've attracted, I think, about 8 cars and defending champion Murray Parsons Jr. With that. So then on the program, we've got Street Stocks, Production Sedans, Junior Sedans, Super Mods, and a Burnouts. So with that. Then we've got Sonic Speedway in Swan Hill in Victoria. So that's hosting the Mallee Masters. It's a $1,000 to win show at Street Stocks for the Street Stocks, and that's where the Patriot Motorsport team, which is where I'm at the moment. So I'm looking after their house, and then I'm on my way to Geelong tonight for the World Series rounds. So that's got the Mallee Masters for Street Stocks. You've got Braden McClure, Anthony Bear. Unfortunately, Mark Jennings has pulled out as of this morning with an engine issue. So fortunately, he won't be there, but it's going to be a strong race or a race meeting. It's going to be tough. You've got Mick Clark as well. So with that, then we've got the 3-litre sedans. They've got the Phil Simpson Memorial. Then you've got Junior Sedans, Standard Saloons, V8 Super Modifieds, and VSC Formula 500s. So they're on the program. Also, while I've got you here, just wanted to say my commiserations to the Walsh family for the passing of of Mark Freddie Walsh's dad, Dennis. So unfortunately, he passed away suddenly a couple of days ago. So thinking of the Walsh family, and hopefully I'll see you out there tonight and give you some love when I see you guys. So take care. Thinking of you and the whole Speedo families behind you. So take care to the Walsh family. So, and I'll see you tonight. Hopefully you get out there. So then we've got the Tulsa Shootout. So in America, so that's the big Formula 500 event. They're called Micro 600. So that continues tonight. Night 1 was done, and it seemed that there was no dramas there for our Australian contingent. Night 1 is on, and Night 2 is currently under place. There's over 1,000 entries, 8 classes. It's huge. It's a big event. So we've got current and 3-time Australian champion Liam Williams is there. He won his heat race in one of his classes. Marcus Kelly's there from Tasmania. That's his third attempt. Then you've got Christian Kelly and Danny Carroll to make up with that. And also tonight, Western Springs Speedway in Auckland in New Zealand, they've got round 3 of the International Midget Series. So you've got Kyle Larson and Tyler Courtney, all those American stars, plus the Kiwis best in Michael Piggins. But then you've got 3 of Australia's young talents in Dane Kingshot, Michael Stewart and Caden Brown. Dane Kingshot's been the shining light. He's recorded. He qualified 6th for the feature race at Western Springs, but that was unfortunately cancelled due to the weather. But then at Bay Park on Thursday night, he ended up qualifying for the feature again and running in 5th place. So a strong ride for Dane Kingshot from Bunbury in Western Australia. Michael Stewart ran 10th in that feature race. And, Caden Brown, he was right up there. But he was right up there inside the top 10, but then he had brake issues and was forced to retire after spinning earlier in the race. So, with that. So that completes everything. Guys, thank you once again for tuning in. Hopefully you get as much enjoyment out of this that I do. Also remember to, like, comment, share. Really appreciate it. Thanks once again for Reg and Kat Corbett for putting me up for the next couple of nights in the Patriot Motorsport World Headquarters here in Albury-Wodonga on the Victorian side. And then tonight, please, if you see me come up, you can tell me if you don't like what I'm doing. I've got a thick skin. So at Geelong's Avalon race, I'd love to meet you. I see all these names pop up, but I haven't met a lot of you. So please come and say good day if you see me walking around the pits or in the stands tonight at Geelong's Avalon Raceway. So, guys, good luck to everyone. We've got a massive night tonight of racing around the country, so there's plenty of racing. I'm looking forward to bring it to you tomorrow. Probably be around lunchtime when I do it because I'll be commuting back to Sydney. So I left Sydney at about 5:30 last night, drove through, got into here at midnight. Had a couple of hours sleep, up at 6 preparing all this for you guys and getting all the social media sorted. And then, I'll be leaving Geelong's Avalon Raceway tonight and then making my way back here to Albury-Wodonga and then making my way back into Sydney and hopefully be back by lunch. So, 48 hours. Trip to Victoria, but I love what I do. I love getting out in the open road, even though it was raining last night. It wasn't that nice. But looking forward to the drive into Geelong today. So I'll be leaving very shortly. So, all right, guys, safe travels once again. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll see you tonight. If anyone's here at Geelong's Avalon Race, so you guys know what I look like. So come up and say g'day, give me positive or negative feedback. It's all good. But just come and say hey, g'day. I'd love to meet you all. So, okay, thanks, guys. See you tonight if I see you out there. Bye.